Let's review graphing linear inequalities. Take a note card and at the top write graphing linear inequalities. Step number 1, if you are in slope-intercept form, is to begin with the y-intercept. So I see that if I look at this inequality in slope-intercept form, my y-intercept is positive 2, y-intercept is positive 2, so I plot positive 2 on the coordinate plane. Then I move with the slope. Move with the slope. I see my slope is 6 over 5 and slope is rise over run. So this is the y direction over x direction. My coordinate plane from running 5 in the positive direction and rising 6 comes off of the coordinate plane. There's not enough room in the y direction, so to make the graph more accurate, I can also move in the negative direction. So I move negative 5 over in the x direction and negative 6 in the y direction. And I can make these dots bigger because this is what I will connect but I have to connect it according to inequalities. So our inequality is a less than symbol, no, greater than symbol. It is a greater than symbol. And less than or greater than symbols will get a dashed line. So if it has a solid line in the inequality, it gets a solid line on the graph. Solid line. So our inequality is greater than, and it will be dashed. And then since y is greater than, it will be shaded above the line as opposed to less than, which will be shaded below the line. This is a greater than symbol, so it will be shaded above the line. And in this practice, if you see an equation, or an inequality, if the inequality is in standard form, ax plus by equals c, then solve for y first to get it into y equals mx plus b. If you look at the second page of your practice, you will see an example where you have to solve for y first. So let's look at number 10 as an example. I see that I have 2x and negative 3y. The 2x is positive, so we will subtract 2x from each side of the inequality symbol. side of the inequality symbol, and I'm left with negative 3y is greater than negative 2x minus 6. And to undo the multiplication of negative 3y, we divide negative 3 one time on each side of the inequality, and we are left with y is less than positive 2 over 3x plus 2, and then we follow our steps from before. The y-intercept is 0, positive 2, 0, positive 2, so I plot that, and then I move with the slope to plot as many points as possible. I see that my rise over run is 2 over 3, so I move 2 in the positive y direction and 3 in the positive x. I do that again in the positive direction, and I flip it in the negative to make as many points as possible. And then we connect them based on our inequality symbols, which in the end is less than. So that means we will have a dashed line, and it will be shaded below the line. The rest of the practice is yours to complete on your own or with a partner.